Let's begin with lesson 3, experiencing in PI planning. In this lesson, we are going to cover the topics PI planning basics, draft PI plans, final plans and business value, final plan review and PI objectives, facilitating PI planning. After completing this lesson, you will be able to, at the end of this lesson, you will be able to participate in a stimulated PI planning event, create and review simulated draft PI plans, review the simulated final plans, and commit to a set of PI objectives. Let's begin with first topic, PI planning basics. So, what is PI planning? PI planning is a cadence based event that serves at the heartbeat of the ART, aligning all teams on the ART to a shared mission and vision. 2 days every 8 to 12 weeks, that is 10 weeks, is typical. For PI planning, everyone plans together. Product management owns feature priorities, development teams own story planning and high level estimates. Architect and UX works as intermediaries for governance, interfaces and dependencies. The benefit of PI planning: it establishes personal communication across all team members and stakeholders. PI planning aligns development of business goals with the business context, vision and team ARTPI objectives. It identifies dependencies and fosters cross-team and cross-ART collaboration. PI planning provides the opportunity for the right amount of architecture and lean UX guidance. PI planning matches demand of capacity, eliminating excess work in progress. It also allows for faster decision making. So, what should be the outcome of the PI planning simulation? Actively participating in a simulated PI planning event will reinforce communication, estimating capacity, drafting objectives, and managing risks. Let's understand it in a deep. Communication. Communication means experience the business benefits of establishing communication across all team members and stakeholders. What is estimating capacity in PI planning? It's experience estimating capacity for the iteration. What is drafting objectives in PI planning? It is experience drafting PI objectives for achieving the PI and committing to the plan. And managing risks. Experience managing ART PI risks. Features represent the work for the Agile release train. The feature benefit hypothesis justifies development costs and provides business perspective for decision making. Acceptance criteria are typically defined during ART backlog refinement. Reflected functional and non-functional requirements fits in one PI. For example, multi-factor authentication. What the benefit hypothesis: enhance user security via both password and a device, right? And what are the acceptance criteria for multi-factor authentication? USB token as a first layer, password authentication second layer, multiple tokens on a single device, user activity log reflecting both authentication factors. Now, features are implemented by stories. So, stories are small increments of value that can be developed in days and are relatively easy to estimate. Story user voice form captures the end user's roles, activities, and goals. Features of fit in one PI for one ART, stories fit in one iteration for one team. So, business feature, shipping method selection, benefit hypothesis. User can select a shipping method based on cost, delivery, speed, and carrier. So, how you enable the storage? Research how to calculate the shipping cost and user story. As a book purchaser, I can see the price for each shipping method for my current order so that I can select a shipping method based on price. Thanks for listening this module. Let's move forward. Invest is a good story. That is independent, negotiable, valuable, estimable, small, testable. Behavior driven development from ambiguity to precision. Behavior is often first described in general terms which can be ambiguous. Specific example of behavior provide a better understanding. The examples can directly become tests and they can lead to specific behaviors which then are transformed into tests. Example, discovery of behavior, formulation of specific tests, automation of tests. What are the acceptance criteria? Provide the details of the story from a testing point of view. Are created by the Agile team and can be written in the given when then format. For example, as a driver, I want to limit the amount of money I can spend before I fuel so that I can control my expenses. What are the acceptance criteria on this situation? Given that the driver indicated a maximum amount of money, when the fuel cost reaches the amount, then the fueling process stops automatically. So, or as example, I want to get a receipt after fueling so that I can expense the purchase. What are the acceptance criteria? Given that the fueling is over, when the driver asks for the receipt, then it is printed and included amount fueled, the amount paid, tax, date, and time. What are enabler stories? Enabler stories build the ground for future user stories. These are 4 types of enabler stories: infrastructure, architecture, exploration, and compliance. What is infrastructure? It's build development and testing frameworks that enable a faster and more efficient development process. Architecture. Build the architectural runway which enables smoother and faster development. Exploration. Build an understanding of what is needed by the customer to understand prospective solutions and evaluate alternatives. Compliance. Facilitate specific activities such as verification and validation, documentation, sign-offs, regulatory submissions and approvals. Spikes and refactors. So, refactors are a systematic approach to improving the system without changing observable system behavior. Example, improving maintenance, stability, performance, or scalability. Spikes are research activities to reduce risk, understand a functional need, and increase estimate reliability or define a technical approach. Technical spikes, researching a technical approach or unknown, researching how a user might use or interact with the system.